Shot's no good. Rebound comes down inside to Bryson Otley.
A good offensive possession there, just didn't get the shot to fall.
Otley's going to be the guy for Summit Academy today. Again, 17 points per game. You want to win tournament games, your best players have got to show up and show out. The lob backdoor inside to Padmore. He draws a double, sends it out. Good deflection from the Spartans. The drive inside, nowhere to go with it is Otley. He sends it back up top of the key. Nowhere to go. They get it back out with 7 on the shot clock. And we talked about Summit Academy playing at a slow pace. Shot clock's already affecting here. A deep three's on the way. It's short. And the rebound to Nielsen. A good look from Otley that late in the clock. But, again, that's something I think we'll see more than once tonight.
And Emery's going to take that defensive possession every time. Force a really long shot.
Stilson, great. Get to the basket. Finish with the right hand. Waits Stilson for 2. And that makes it 2-0 in favor of the Emery Spartans.
And like you said, Stilson can score when he needs to and just slash to the basket there with authority.
Ball goes back up top to Otley. Otley will give right side to Woodward. Woodward goes inside to Padmore. Padmore Euro step for 2. Good take inside from Sherlock Padmore. Solved the mystery on that one. Lays it up and in. Makes it 2-2 with 6:29 to go opening period.
Yeah, great move by Padmore. Rasmussen was in good position, but he actually took himself out of position.
Drive inside a deflection, and they'll say it stays Emery basketball. Last touched inside by Sherlock Padmore. That's going to be a fun matchup tonight, the combination of Padmore and Dustin against Rasmussen. It'll be Luke Justice to trigger on the baseline. Pounds the rock, has Rasmussen, gets it into him with a much smaller defender. Rasmussen turns, draws the foul, and that will send Brett to the free throw line. Eric Pesci, the senior guard, picking up the personal. Good job taking advantage of the mismatch there by the Spartans.
And Brett's going to wish that he would have finished here against a smaller defender, but now he has a chance to get 2 at the free throw line.
Brett has had his struggles this season at the free throw line, just 33%. However, probably their best win of the season, that Richfield game. Yep. You and I were both on hand for that one. Hit 2 very clutch free throws that helped force overtime in that one.
Needed them both with 5 seconds left, and they were down 2, and he had to sink them both.
First shot is up for Brett, and it is off the back of the rim. We're tied at 2 apiece here early on our Auto Farm scoreboard. Happy to be bringing these games to you live all weekend long across our partners with ETV, TeamHive.Live, Mid-Utah Radio. Second one drops for Rasmussen, splits the pair, 3-2, Spartans back in front.
And we really do have such a great crew. It makes it really fun to do these weekend tournaments together.
Great pass from Sherlock inside to Dustin, who finishes. Makes it 4-3. Bears take a 1-point lead. Yeah, I can't talk enough about our crew. Joe Williams, Adam Coombs, Barrett Hilton. We'll be having Cole Wissinger and McKay Baker joining us later. The drop inside to Rasmussen. Sends it back out. The drive by Nielsen. Now back up top. Swing it over. Tuttle trying to lob that into Rasmussen. Rasmussen draws a crowd, including 3 players, and just bounced it right in between the legs of Wade Stilson out of bounds. And it goes back to Summit Academy.
And we talked about how well coached this Bears team is. And you can see it, especially on the defensive side. They're really frustrating the Emery offense right now.
Bear basketball up top. Otley's going to give right side now at the free throw line. Sherlock skips it over to the corner to Pesci. They lob it inside to Dustin. Dustin will send back out top. The drive from Otley. The runner is off, and the rebound comes down inside to the Spartans.
Yeah, Rasmussen didn't do much, but his presence alone affected that shot.
Rasmussen kicks it over to Tuttle. Thought about the 3. Step back 3 on the way, and no, but a foul. It's always going to drive a coach absolutely up the wall if you foul a 3-point shot, and the foul is called out in front on Eric Pesci.
It just puts Pesci in such a hard position because you know that they've been talking about don't let Tuttle shoot, don't let him shoot, and then he gets an open look, and you're just trying to contest it and get too much of him.
Yeah, the Spartans have improved their free throw mark as the season's gone on. We're in the low 50s at the start of the season, and are now up to 60% as a team, and a big part of that is Talon Tuttle as he shoots at 80% and connects on the first of 2 right there.
Yeah, he's just a really good shooter. He knows what spots he wants to get to. He knows how to get to them, and it's just it's fun to watch him shoot the ball.
I think he spent some time in the gym.
He has. I've actually had the opportunity to play with him just in pickup games, and yeah, he's just lights out. He understands the game so well, and spacing and movement, and he's just really talented.
One more free throw here for Tuttle. A good Emery crowd on hand. These early games are sometimes kind of tough, especially with the way the weather's been the last couple of days. As 1 of 2 goes Tuttle, so the Spartans 2 for 4 to start at the free throw line. It's 5-4 Emery or I should say he went 2 for 3.
Yeah,
that makes it 5-4. Sherlock drives with the right hand, lowers his shoulder. Good block from Rasmussen. Brett with the block. Transition opportunity. Nielsen gets it up ahead to Justice. Taken away. Good hands out front by Otley. Otley tries to attack the basket. Pumps. Takes it baseline. And the length of Wade Stilson. Wow, picks that pass off. Right side Tuttle. And then guess what? Otley just comes back and picks his pocket from behind. And then a loose ball ends up in the hands of Luke Justice. But he's on the out-of-bounds line. And will go back to Summit Academy. Quite the possession.
That was a wild sequence. I mean, all those players are just playing so hard just to get the ball. And looks like the Bears are going to come away with it.
5-4 our score with 4:42 to go here in the opening period of play. Sherlock catches free throw line, sends it over to Woodward. Woodward lobs it inside. Good hands by Tuttle. Ends up in the hands of Dustin still. And now it'll be reset by Otley and a turnover. Another long possession results in a turnover. Justice to the basket, throws up the shot. It's no good. Fight for the rebound. Comes down inside to Woodward. And it'll be Bear basketball.
Good job to poke the ball out by Talon Tuttle, but that layup wasn't there for Justice. He should have just backed it out and reset.
And Sherlock tried forcing that in with 2 defenders, and we'll get a jump ball, our first tie-up so far this morning. And the possession will stay with Summit Academy about midway through this opening period. We're bringing you 8 games today, 8 games tomorrow, 6 on Saturday. So we'll have new champions crowned in both 3A boys and girls Saturday. Both these teams trying to get first you got to get to the semis, and then obviously a spot in the championship. Good-looking 3 on the way. Corner 3, Stuart Woodward drops the 3 to make it 7-5.
And he needed to shoot that. He had an opening last possession. It didn't take it. And he's got to force Emery to come out on him.
Always interesting playing on these neutral college courts with the spacing's a little bit different. The depth perception kind of gets thrown off a little bit. Rasmussen catches. Good pump. Inside, left-hand finish for 2. No, good defense inside, and then we'll get a bump and a foul going the other way. Rasmussen picks up the personal, and that will be underneath going the other way for Summit Academy.
It almost seems like sometimes when Rasmussen's around the rim, his mind's going too fast for his body. If he just could slow down a little bit, because he had the opening there.
Ball on the left side for Woodward. Straight away gives it left side. Noah Lynch, the senior, averages 8 a game, is checked in. And boy, what an athletic steal. And then an outlet on the other end. It's a layup for 2. Coming off the bench, that is Zach Tuttle, the junior, lays it in for the Spartans, ties us up at 7 with 3 minutes to play in the first.
Yeah, Zach Tuttle, he averages 6 points coming off the bench, and he's a really high basketball IQ kid. In fact, his dad was the girls' basketball coach at Emery for years and years.
Long time, yeah. Skip pass over to the left side. It's Lynch, and another deflection out front. This one from Tuttle. Tuttle still fighting for it. What great effort from the Spartans, but it ultimately ends up in Sherlock's hands. He dumps it off to Dustin. Layup is no good, but a foul. And we'll see if they call this on Stilson or on Rasmussen. If it's on Rasmussen, that's 2.
They did call it on Rasmussen. I want to see that again. It looked to me like Rasmussen was straight up.
Might have just bumped him enough on that the lower part of the forearm. That might have been what the official saw. And so now 2 free throws for Garen Dustin. Free throws off.
If you're an Emery fan or an Emery coach, you don't love that call. Obviously, because now Rasmussen has to go to the bench. But to me, he was pretty close. I mean, it could have gone either way. I think that's just a no call in my book.
Got one more coming here from Dustin. Second shot is up, and it is short. Offensive rebound comes inside to Woodward, and then the putback inside Noah Lynch. I think that was all Lynch inside with the layup and rebound. 9-7, Bears in front. Screen comes up high, Justice with it. Luke tries to send it out, gets it to Stilson. Wade dumps it, good no look inside. Layup for 2 is off from Matt Olson. Rebound comes down inside to Padmore. Interesting to see here, Dylan, how much does Summit Academy take advantage of Brett Rasmussen not being in the game?
Well, they already did it, right? That offensive rebound, and that's 4 points in the paint in 2 possessions.
Sherlock Padmore lays it up and in. 11-7 now, a 4-0 run in favor of the Spartans. Wade Stilson on the left side looks to cross over. Wade spins, picks up his dribble. Great pass inside, and the finish. A big bucket from Matt Olson, the junior, who makes 57% of his shots. Lays it up and in. 11-9 our score. Under 2 to play.
That was a great possession by Emery. Nice pass by Stilson to find Olsen.
Ball goes over on the right side to Otley with 1:35 to go here in this quarter. Been a good start to this game, a close one so far. Sherlock Padmore again turns and finishes 13-9. The Spartans have got to figure out their defense, Dylan, with Brett Rasmussen not on the floor.
Yeah, you can see that's now 6 points in the paint.
All in a row.
And I don't think they had any before that.
Justice short on the shot, rebound, comes down inside to Olsen, swing it back over to Tuttle, and he loses it out of bounds. It'll be Summit Academy basketball with 1:08 seconds remaining. A couple of subs here for both teams.
I wonder if you want to take a timeout right here if you're Emery, just to regroup and reset.
Justin Curtis has come on for the Spartans, a senior that shoots 42% from the three-point line. Go ahead.
This Emery team is a little deeper than you might imagine.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got shooters that can come off the bench and help them in big spots.
Lob inside, number 35, Ethan Carlson, the senior, lays it up in a lot of depth coming off the bench for Summit Academy. We've already seen Noah Lynch and now Ethan Carlson have an impact. 15-9. Stilson hands to Tuttle. A steal but a foul. A reach and foul called there on, trying to get the number there. That is going to be on Noah Lynch. So, with 40.8 seconds. Looking to inbound. It'll be Talon Tuttle. Got a 5-second differential between shot and game clock here. Ball deflected out of bounds, and it will stay Spartan basketball. How about the defensive intensity from Summit Academy so far here?
Yeah, you're going to see this from the Bears. We talked about it. They're well coached, and they're ready to play. I mean, again, this is a tournament game. They're not going to show up and just think that they're going to get ran over.
Stilson turns it over. The hands again of the Bears. Carlson the steal. Sherlock gives it back over to Woodward. Woodward on the right side to Bryson Otley. And Bryson hasn't necessarily had the loudest game for a guy who averages 17 points a game. He's not scored, but he does have 2 rebounds.
And I don't think he's taken that many shots either.
Ball goes back up top. They skip it over on the right side to Otley. The lob inside to Padmore, and he just can't handle it. A little high there. It goes out of bounds, and it will be Emery Spartan basketball.
And maybe force that one with 7 seconds left. The Bears had a chance to keep Emery from having a good shot, but here, Emery's going to get a look.
Emery didn't touch the basketball, and they started the clock. So,
well, that's a heads-up play. You know, it's heads-up by the officials, first of all. But
yeah.
Wade Stilson was doing exactly what you want him to do.
Yeah. So they put 7.1 back on. And now Wade can let this happen again, which if I was Summit Academy, I would have maybe put a little more pressure. With 5 seconds, Stilson goes baseline, stepped out of bounds again. Going the other way, it will be Summit Academy basketball.
Did the ball bounce out of bounds, or I don't know. I
don't think he stepped out, but maybe his pass was on the line.
Huh.
So with 2.6 to go, it's going to be a half-court shot here from Otley, and it's short. So that will end quarter number 1. The Summit Academy Bears 15, the Emery Spartans 9. On our Auto Farm scoreboard, we'll be back on TeamHive.live and ETV.
Pain doesn't have to slow you down. Ditch the drugs and nasty side effects that go with them. There's a fast, safe, and proven effective non-drug option for pain relief.
AlphaSim's a handheld medical device that's FDA cleared that allows us to treat your pain, but it also allows us to treat your brain for anxiety, insomnia, and depression. It's easy to use at home and works immediately. There's no lasting side effects and no risk of addiction.
At Auto Farm Price Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, we make it happen for you.
Auto Farm has a huge selection of vehicles to choose from at the guaranteed lowest price. Auto Farm will not be undersold. The best deal on a new or pre-owned vehicle is at Auto Farm. If they don't have what you're looking for, they'll find it for you. Find all the great deals and all their inventory online at PriceChryslerDodgeJeep.com.
At Auto Farm Price Ford, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, we make it happen for you.
And we welcome you back on in. Our Auto Farm scoreboard reads Summit Academy 15, Emery 9. A big shout out to our whole crew here this weekend. Dylan Smith joining me on the color. You've got a lot of roles this weekend. You'll be doing some color, filling in on some play-by-play, some camera work. You
producing probably.
Producing, yeah. I mean, you
a little bit of everything.
My good friend here has a complete wheelhouse he can go to. So,
well, that's kind of you. It's fun to be part of this for sure.
Spartan basketball to start the second quarter, trailing by 6. We just talked about Summit Academy's defense as they get another steal. They held a 70-point-per-game team to 9 points, and then the layup on the other end from Lynch makes it 17-9.
Yeah, just a really good anticipation play by Lynch, and Emery looks so flustered on the offensive end. I mean, to hold Emery to 9 points in a quarter, that's amazing.
Tuttle lost it, sends it out to Rasmussen, who's back in the game. He has to dive and send it to Tuttle. Tuttle behind the back dribble. Zach inside. Pretty play. How about the effort Zach Tuttle's given Emery off the bench in this first half? He's kind of been their saving grace. He's got their last 4 points.
Yep. Yeah, he's a great player, and that was a tough finish at the rim.
Ball goes in the corner. A wide open three from Woodward, and he cans another one. Stuart Woodward hits his second three of the game, and it's 20-11 now. Summit Academy in front.
That's the same spot in the court he made his first one, and now Rasmussen. Okay, I thought they were going to call it on Rasmussen. He's got to be careful. He's already got 2, but Emery almost was forced to put him back in after the Bears made that big run.
Oh, man. So that'll be the 4th team foul on Summit Academy. Looking to get this thing in. On the baseline is Zach Tuttle. Tuttle with it. Gets it inside to Rasmussen. He can't finish, but is fouled again. And that will send Brett to the free throw line with 7 minutes and 3 seconds remaining here in quarter number 2.
Yeah, and I think there, just go up and slam it. I mean, Rasmussen has put some monster dunks on tape this year. There's nobody in front of him, and he's going to wish he would have done something like that.
Rasmussen hits the first, so he's now 2 out of 3. He'll get one more here. Substitution for Summit Academy. Graydon Workman, the senior. It's Jaden Liddell, who's a freshman wearing number 3. So our first freshman for either side to get any minutes in this tournament.
Shows that you have a lot of trust. The coach has a lot of trust in him.
Rasmussen misses. Rebound fought for and comes down to Carlson. Ball goes over on the left side to Otley. Bryson Otley will pull this out with 6:54 to go again. They're going to be methodical. They are going to attack this zone at a slow pace. The lob inside to Dustin. He misses. Rebound Rasmussen. And that's what you missed if you're Emery, that length and size inside with Brett Rasmussen.
It totally changes the game when he's in and when he's not.
Tuttle fumbles the basketball. Talon's had a couple tough plays. Turns it over there again. In transition, it's Otley. Otley to the basket, throws up a wild shot, but is fouled, and that will put Bryson Otley at the free throw line. Bryson has not scored yet. Averages 17 points a game. You got to be feeling pretty good if you're Summit Academy up 8 and your leading scorer is just now getting his first opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, it really just speaks to how well the Bears have played in this opening part of the game, and they've really been doing it on the defensive end.
Free throw's good by Otley. We got our first palindrome of the tournament, 21-12 with 6:25 to go here in the second. And checking back in is Creek Sharp, who had a short spell in the opening quarter. Creek, an important guy for this team, 5 points a game, 44% from 3. Rebound, and Rasmussen just got outworked.
He did.
By Dustin, and then Wade Stilson gets the steal. A lot of turnovers both ways so far tonight, or this morning rather. Stilson bounces to Rasmussen, power dribble, left hand finish, in and out. Boy, Rasmussen has got to be so careful there, Dylan. Nearly got another over the back.
And you can't get those cheap fouls, especially on the offensive end.
Summit Academy basketball. Otley passes. Free throw line is Carlson. He's going to send it in the corner over to Liddell. Carlson spins. Gives it back out front to Otley. He'll drive it, miss it. Rasmussen with another man's rebound inside. Spartans need to get going, down 9. Nielsen left side. Easton drives it. Pump fakes. Tries to send it to the corner, and it's picked off. Another turnover for the Spartans. Carlson.
I think Easton thought that Sharp was on the elbow, and he was actually down in the
wide
corner.
Open.
He was wide open. And again, this Spartan offense is just out of sorts.
Ball gets lobbed inside to Carlson. Takes it up over Rasmussen. Brett somehow does not get called for the foul on that one. He was very vertical on the first block shot, not so much on the second. Stilson drives. Shuffles inside. Rasmussen finishes with the left hand, That makes it 21-14 with 5:10 to go. We'll get a timeout to the Emery Spartans. Our Auto Farm scoreboard, 21-14, Bears over Spartans on ETV and TeamHive.live.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
So much more than just Christmas lights, Trimlight can be used to celebrate every holiday, special occasion, and sporting event in your family's lives. It can also be used as security and accent lighting in your home or business. Trimlight is hidden by day and beautiful by night. Professionally installed with millions of colors, animations, and pattern options, all controlled from your phone. Visit Trimlight.com and sign up for a free quote today. You'll never have to hang lights again. Trimlight.com.
And we welcome you back on in. The Emery Spartans trailing the Summit Academy Bears 21-14. And, we were just talking off the air a little bit, Dylan. I would say that for Emery, it's almost as if they need some kind of a spark, and at times they'll go kind of into a press. That's well known about Emery basketball, has been for years.
And they have the athletes, they have the athletes to do it, and Wade Stilson, he is on the court. They want to put him and force teams to throw over the top of him, and it usually doesn't work out too well for opposing teams. But this lineup, we'll see. I think they should. Usually helps them, but so far the Bears have dictated this game. The pace of play, their aggressiveness on defense.
Back up to Otley, free throw line extended. They sent it in the quarter. Woodward's already hit 2 of those threes here in the first half, and just not a good pass from Ethan Carlson. It goes through the hands of Jaden Liddell.
And for as good as Summit Academy has played in this first half, the turnovers, if they could cut down on the turnovers, they could be up by 15 points. But they're kind of letting Emery hang around right now with as many times as they've coughed up the ball.
I think both teams, that's going to be interesting. Brad James is here with us. He'll provide us a stat update at each and every half. The drive, Stilson controls on the right side. Wade spins, free throw line extended, sends it to the corner. Nielsen drives baseline, gives back to Wade, cuts, shoots, drops to the floor, no call. Rebound comes down inside to Sherlock, and going the other way is Summit Academy.
Yeah, for the most part, these officials, they're letting both teams play.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So as long as it's consistent, you're happy with that as a coach and a player.
Another three-point shot. This one from Otley. It's in and out. Rebound comes down inside to Tuttle, excuse me.
Emery got away with one there. You can't leave Otley wide open.
Stilson, little runner for 2, in and out. Wade's putback is no good. Can't get it to go. And then probably the toughest one, the little tip, goes in for Wade, and that makes it 21-16. 4 minutes to play here in quarter number 2.
A nice little run from Emery here. It's just 4 points, but back to a 5-point game.
Ball skipped over to the right side. Liddell, he'll take it baseline. Picks up his dribble, sends it back up to Ethan Carlson. Carlson will skip it to Woodward. Woodward on the left side. Ball fakes, sends it back up top. Faking is Bryson Otley. Bryson gives to Liddell. Liddell back up to Otley. 8 on the shot clock. This is not the first or last time we'll see this late of a shot clock situation. Otley, deep NBA 3 off the front of the rim. It's no good. Rebound comes down to Stilson.
Yeah, how big is Wade Stilson right now? He's playing some huge minutes for Emery.
3, good. Wade Stilson right on cue. Drills the three-point shot. That makes it 21-19. The Spartans on a 5-0 run. A 7-0 run for Emery. They've cut the lead to 2. He's been the spark they needed.
I mean, he's got 2 huge rebounds with Rasmussen on the bench, and then he comes down and nails a 3 on the other end. I mean, that's a guy that can do a little bit of everything.
Liddell takes it baseline. Bounces in the corner. Driving's Woodward. Lob into Sherlock. Sherlock for 2. He's fouled, and Sherlock Padmore will go to the free throw line for a chance at 2. On our Jay and Auto replay, good hands inside from Sherlock Padmore. He did have the one drop earlier in the game, but he's had some terrific hands for Summit Academy.
I was trying to see who they called that foul on. Was it Creek Sharp?
Trying to get the number. I believe they did give it to Creek.
Wade still has 0 fouls.
One more. 1 for 2. Makes it a 22-19 game with 2:48 to play. Here before halftime.
Ends the scoring drought, though.
It does, yeah. So 7-0 Emery. Nielsen trying to make it a 10-1 run. Misses. Rebound inside and a foul. That'll be going the other way. They get Creek Sharp with another one.
Yeah, so, and Creek, you look at him and you don't think a center, but he actually plays center when Rasmussen's off the court. So that's now 2 fouls on both of Emery's quote-unquote centers, you know, and so that's going to make things tough.
It should be an interesting storyline to follow the rest of this half and even into the third quarter. Ball goes over on the left side, gets it back up top to Padmore. Now right side, Otley. Straight away Carlson, they give to Padmore, skips it to Liddell. He'll take the three, the freshman in and out. Rebound to Creek Sharp.
That was just great ball movement by the Bears.
Justice, Euro step. Oh, beautifully done with the right hand on the left side. A great take to the basket by Luke Justice. Another 1-point game.
Emery needs Justice. We haven't really seen him so far in this game, but he can make that kind of move.
Ball goes deflected. Stilson the steal. Wade coast to coast. Fouled and the bucket. Spartans back in front with a chance to extend the lead. Wade Stilson has been the catalyst of this run and gets Emery back in front.
Yeah, you can't say enough about Wade Stilson and what he's done in the last few minutes, but it's smart there too because I thought he was going to just go dunk it, but he actually waited for the defender, and then now he's got an opportunity for a three-point play.
One free throw here for Wade on the season, just 56%. Shots up, and he banks it in. Well, banks are still open at 10 o'clock in the morning here in Cedar City, so the bank shot goes, and it's 24-22. Emery now with is this their largest lead of the game, though. There was back and forth where it was one apiece there for a minute, deflected out of bounds by the Spartans, stays Bear basketball.
A really good response, though, by Emery in this second quarter because it looked like Summit Academy was going to run away, and they've done this all with Rasmussen on the bench.
Bear basketball, Woodward gets it back up top. Again, Otley has just not necessarily been going. And a foul reach again. That's three on Creek Sharp, and that's a pretty easy call in my opinion. You just can't grab a guy's arm like that.
Right.
Cause him to lose the basketball. You're going to get called for the foul. And so now Creek's got 3 fouls. Brett Rasmussen with 2. That's 5 of the 6 fouls for the Emery Spartans here. Sharp's going to sit, and Rasmussen's going to come back in. Creek just a junior, Brett a senior. As Bryson Otley will inbound baseline. Nowhere to go with it. Running out of time, just has to lob it back out to Padmore. Sherlock crosses over, gets in the lane, takes it right at Rasmussen. Good drive, but because Rasmussen had to back off, that left Ethan Carlson for the putback, ties us at 24. Stilson looks to drive, spins, sends it back out up top to Justice. Luke drives, runner for 2 is off. Rebound, Liddell had it, and then it ends up on the floor. And a foul going the other way on Talon Tuttle. So that'll be, is that 6 or 7 team foul? That's 17 foul.
Yep.
That's a bad foul because now you're looking at a 1-and-1. You give the team free points clear on the other end of the court. So it's a tough play.
Emery's trying to bring that intensity, and that's what helped him on that run. But you got to play within yourself. And even Rasmussen, they're going in for that offensive rebound. And you just got to be so careful with 1 minute and 10 seconds left.
Shot is good on the front end of the 1-and-1 from Stuart Wood. How about Woodward?
Yep.
He's been terrific.
2 threes in the corner, really changed the game, and he has a chance to get 8 points here in the first half.
Second one's up and short. Wade Stilson, another board for the Emery Spartans. 25-24, Summit Academy on a 3-0 run here. Ball goes up top to Zach Tuttle. Deflected again. Just a lackadaisical pass as the Spartans turn it over again. Both teams having some issues taking care of the basketball. This is the type of game Summit Academy wants, right? Emery only averages 70 a game. You've held them to 24 here in the first half. Under a minute to play, taken away by Justice. Outlet Tuttle. Zach bounces inside and is fouled. I should say Talon bounced to Zach. Yeah, you got two Tuttles out there.
And they're cousins.
Okay.
Those two, they're cousins. So Zach and Talon Tuttle.
So it'll be a 1-and-1 as Summit Academy picks up their 7th, and that will put Zach at the free throw line. Zach shoots at 73%. Couple subs here. Matt Olson going to check in along with Easton Nielsen for the final 35.4.
Yeah, smart to get Rasmussen off the court. No reason to allow him a third foul with 35 seconds left.
Free throw is up and down. Nothing but the bottom for Zach Tuttle. 6 points per game for the junior coming off the bench.
And he's already got 5 in this one. So he's played some big minutes. He's good too. He can get a steal, and he's just a good all-around player for Emery.
One more is up and down. 26-25, Spartans lead it by 1. Ball comes into Liddell. A little bit of a press here.
Interesting.
Padmore gets it over on the right side. They break it and get it to Otley. Not a lot of, you've got maybe a half a second difference between shot and game clock, and Summit Academy very content here to hold for one shot. And it's Otley. Bryson with 12 on the clock. Gives it inside. The pump fake, the lob inside, and a turnover. Spartans get it back, but then it's taken away inside. Spin from Sherlock. He's fouled. Oh, no, they call it travel. Okay.
Yeah,
they do call the travel.
That was the right call. And it was a really good effort by Padmore to regain possession.
Yeah. Sub for the Spartans will get Talon Tuttle back in.
So, 2.5, that's not a ton of time. But what do you think about doing what you've seen, like at the collegiate level, where they throw it half court and then get a time? Oh, sorry, that doesn't work like that in high school, does it?
It does not. So it'll be Spartan basketball out of bounds. Tuttle to get it in. Talon will catch and heave from three-quarters court, and it's well short. That will take us to halftime. Emery 26, Summit Academy 25. The Spartans got a little bit of their mojo back, but Summit Academy hanging right there as well. We'll be back with our halftime show next on ETV and TeamHive.live.
Max and Kim fell in love with the Benjamin Moore color, Van Dusen Blue, but they tried to match it using another brand's paint.
Well, it's different. But it'll grow on us, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Never trust another paint to be a Benjamin Moore color.
Emery Telcom knows reliable internet is more important than ever. It lets us work from home, share life with family and friends, and make vital connections online. To help, qualifying customers can now access the new Affordable Connectivity Program and step up to fast, reliable e-fiber internet at a savings of up to $30 per month. Learn more about this new opportunity. Visit acpbenefit.org today.
With over 20 years of experience, Clean Cut Roofing and Siding specializes in roofing and siding installations and repairs. A family-oriented company that is committed to safety and excellence. Clean Cut Roofing and Siding ensures that our customers are 100% satisfied with the work that we do from start to finish. Call today for a free estimate at 435-462-2160 or visit us online at cleancutroofingsiding.com.
With made-to-go deli items, including its world-famous pizza, locally owned and operated BK Stop and Shop in Huntington serves the community with a smile. BK's has long been a gathering place for locals and travelers alike, offering the most basic of snacks to a delicious plate of shrimp. Fill up your vehicle with at least 10 gallons of Sinclair fuel and get a stamp on BK's frequent fueler card toward a free pizza. BK's also offers a catering service for your company party or town festival. BK's is located at 506 Main Street in Huntington.
We want your vehicles. At JN Auto, we are ready to buy. Cars, trucks, SUVs, with 2 convenient locations in Huntington and Price. Your selling solutions just got easier. Buy, sell, or trade with JN Auto. Driven forward, driven for you.
Looking to do something that the whole family will enjoy? Country Lanes is the place to be. Bowling, arcade games, and a full menu of delicious food from Kingpin Pizzeria will leave a smile on everyone's face. Come play one of our many skill games and earn tickets to cash in at our prize booth. While you're here, enjoy lunch or dinner at Kingpin Pizzeria with specialty pizzas including the famous Italian Stallion. Then for dessert, how about the Texas-sized scone? There's something for everyone at Country Lanes and Kingpin Pizzeria, located at 1633 Carbonville Road in Helper.
The men and women of Nielsen Construction pride themselves in taking care of their customers wherever and whenever they are needed. They provide service in the fields of heavy excavation, road construction, concrete operations, crane operations, welding, and much more. Their trucking division provides coal service hauling for area coal mines, and their fleet of heavy hauling transports provides oversized load transportation for a long list of customers who need material delivered safely and on time. Nielsen Construction is locally owned and a proud supporter of the athletic departments in Carbon, Emery, and Grand County. No matter the size of the project, Nielsen Construction has the experience, equipment, and manpower to get the job done.
Welcome back on in. It's the Utah State Eastern halftime show. Spartans lead the Bears 26-25. It was a 17-10 run in the second quarter there for the Emery Spartans that really woke them up, Dylan, and that was a big part of that was Wade Stilson finishing with 10 points, 5 rebounds in the half as our J&Auto replays are continuing. He was phenomenal in that second quarter.
Yeah, he really was. In that second quarter alone, he had 8 points and a few steals. He finished, like you said, with 10 points in the half, 5 rebounds and 3 steals. So we talked about him being a jack of all trades, and he proved that in the first half. He's a big reason for the Spartans to regain the lead.
Yeah, big opportunity for Emery there. Summit Academy did a good job staying afloat after, it can be kind of tough when you give up a lot on those runs, but they did a good job staying with it, only trail by a point. Some numbers that stood out to both of us. Emery 7 of 10 at the free throw line. They've gotten to the line and they've converted. Summit Academy's just 3 for 8 at the free throw line. That's a tough number to look at, considering you're only down a point. Missing free throws could play a huge role in this game down the stretch.
Yeah, it can, and I think for the Bears, for the most part, you're feeling pretty good, though. You're going to half down only a point. You forced 11 Emery turnovers in that first half, so defensively, you really put the pressure on Emery, especially in that first quarter where you only allowed 9 points. So the 17 in the second quarter, that's going to be a little bit tougher if Emery is able to consistently do that in the second half, because I don't know if Summit Academy can keep up with that pace. But I think the Bears, they came in and they orchestrated their first half game plan to perfection.
Right. Yeah, it was certainly what Coach Condi wanted to see out of his team for those first probably 10 minutes of game action or so. It has been a fun game. Real quick, leading scorers before we take another break here. Stuart Woodward, 7 points. Bryson Otley's been held to a single point, but he does have 3 steals, their leading scorer. Sherlock Padmore, the second. How about him? 7 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. So tied for the lead in scoring, leader rebounder, and leading assist man in the first half. I was impressed with what Padmore did. And then some good play off the bench, 4 points, 3 rebounds from Ethan Carlson, and Noah Lynch also added 4 points for the Summit Academy Bears. For the Spartans on the other side, 10 points, 5 boards, 2 assists for Wade Stilson to go along with 3 steals. Brett Rasmussen had those 2 early fouls, so he's got the 4 points and 4 rebounds to go with a blocked shot. 6 points for Zach Tuttle as well off the bench. Zach played a big part in that comeback in the second quarter. Spartans shoot 42%, 43% for Summit Academy, 28 from 3 for Summit, 33 from 3 from Emery, and then, of course, those free throw discrepancies huge. 70% for the Spartans, just 37% for Summit Academy. That's going to have to change if Summit wants to pull off the early round upset here.
Yeah, and they're getting help from other players, right? You mentioned Otley only has 1 point. And that's crazy from a guy that usually is averaging 17 points a game. And so if he can get going, it's obviously going to help the Bears team out. But you got to be impressed with Woodward coming in and getting 2 big threes, 7 points for him. And like you said, Padmore's been playing really well. So the Bears, they're obviously in it. It's just a 1-point game, but they're doing a lot of things well. It's just a matter of cleaning the little things up here and there, but they've definitely put the pressure on Emery.
Absolutely. We'll be back our second half next on TeamHive.live and ETV.
Now that Santa's work is done, you've got new Wi-Fi hungry gadgets around the house. Good thing Emery Telecom has the e-fiber internet and reliable Wi-Fi you need to power smooth streaming video, lag-free gaming, surfing, and video chat on all your new screens all at once. Upgrade to Emery Telecom Xtreme or e-fiber internet with download speeds up to 1 gig and unlimited data available. Call or visit emerytelecom.com today.
So when I came to USU Eastern, I knew how to weld, but I didn't know the theory behind the welding. And if I came across an issue in the field, I didn't know how to troubleshoot it because I didn't know the science behind the metallurgy that was going on. My favorite thing going to school here is probably competing in the U.S. Weld Trials, and I set a goal where I was going to be the United States representative for a world skills competition. And I didn't stop until it happened, and here we are today. My name's Chandler Vincent, and college started for me at USU Eastern.
And we welcome you back on in. It's the Summit Academy Bears and the Emery High School Spartans. 26-25 our score coming out of the USU Eastern halftime show. Spartans went on a, 17-10 run in the second quarter to get that lead back. Spartans average 70 a game. You got to feel good if you're Summit Academy, holding them to 26, even if you did give up a few more in that second quarter. And it will be Bear basketball to start this third quarter.
That's exactly what you expect from a quarterfinal game, though. I mean, both teams playing really hard. And
the lob inside. Rasmussen using his length again and then picks up the foul. That's going to be number 3 on Brett Rasmussen. Sherlock Padmore will go to the free throw line here. Sherlock was a part of that free throw struggles for Summit Academy in the first half. We'll try to correct that here. I believe he was 1 for 2. He will get 2 here.
For a game where they've been primarily letting people play, I'm surprised at that quick foul. But, you know, it is what it is at this point, and you got to play a cleaner game, especially if you're Brett Rasmussen.
Second one's up short, ball tipped, and rebound comes down to the Bears. Good rebound from Stuart Woodward. Stuart was terrific. Him and Padmore, in my opinion, were the 2 best players for Summit Academy. Ball goes in the corner, and Pesci was out of bounds, so it goes back to the Spartans.
I really don't think it was close, you know, as far as who played the best in the first half. Those 2 really played out of their minds because way over their averages, both 7 points and a lot of productive stuff off the ball as well.
Stilson gives it left side to Luke Justice. Justice trying to feed that into Rasmussen. Brett turns, puts the dribble down, spins, will send it to the corner to Nielsen. Straight away Tuttle, skip to Justice. Justice will drive it. Luke in the paint, takes it up, no good. And Brett's going to get called with an, or do they call this on Summit? Oh, they call this on Summit Academy.
Wow, yeah. I thought.
I was fully expecting Brett Rasmussen to get his 4th here.
And he did kind of hook him.
Okay, yeah.
Pesci
that is the right call. Yeah, you see that elbow.
Yep.
So Spartan basketball, Stilson to trigger on the baseline. Gets it in the corner. Tuttle looks to drive, cut off, gives back to Stilson. Stilson loses a man, takes a 15-foot J. It's off. Rasmussen and Padmore fight for it. It'll stay Spartan basketball. New shot clock for Emery.
I am surprised a little bit with how aggressive Rasmussen is still going after those offensive rebounds, because you're almost just asking to get your 4th foul, and maybe Coach Justice has seen that too, and he wants to have a chat with him.
I think that's a great substitution here. For as important as Brett's been, you've been able to weather the storm without him. Too important to have him on the floor late in the game.
Right. Zach Tuttle was wide open underneath.
Stilson missed him. Easton Nielsen banks it up and in, though. Good take on the left side bank shot. Easton floats it up and in for 2, and our tie is broken. 28-26, Spartans back in front. Ball goes over in the left corner. Pesci for 3. He had some foul trouble in the first half. Misses there. Nielsen comes the other way. Gets it over. Zach Tuttle spins. Trying to go somewhere with it. Gets it back to Talon. Talon will drive. Bounce to Stilson. Wade with the left hand. Tough shot. Draws the foul.
Smart.
Wade goes to the free throw line. Great attack. As per usual by Wade Stilson on our J&Auto replay.
Yeah, he's just smart to put his hand up and under the defender, and he basically causes that foul.
Yeah. Defender doesn't really have a choice at that point.
He really doesn't. He was already up in the air, and his arms were already out. One thing I want to mention, though, I've been really impressed with how quick the Bears are to regroup and reset on the defensive end. They're so fundamentally sound.
Very, very quick as Stilson splits the pair, makes it 29-26, 3-point lead for Emery in what I believe either ties or is their largest lead of the game. Pesci gives it up top to Padmore. They go Pesci again in the corner. He'll lob it inside. The turn, block shot, Wade Stilson again doing everything. He has filled every stat column tonight, or this morning, rather.
He's just a tough player. I mean, he's so long and tall and athletic.
Trying to get it in. They send to the corner. Pesci will bring it out and give it back out to Otley. Otley just with the single point. Emery's done a great job on him defensively. Good hands again. Guess who? Wade Stilson. Transition opportunity for the Spartans. Justice. Coast to coast. Shows the ball. Sends it back out. Stilson for 3. It's short. Wade knew it was short. Follows his own rebound. Runs it to his own teammate. And Dustin gets the rebound for Summit Academy. Wow.
Yeah, the Bears got lucky there. 2 Spartans there for the offensive rebound, and they both knocked it out from each other.
Ball goes in the corner to Otley. He'll look to drive it. Pull it back out. The left-hand drive from Whitmore. A 3 from Pesci's up. Looks good. It's off. Rebound inside. A great job by Dustin. He can't get that one to go. Fight for the loose ball. It's out of bounds. It'll be Spartan basketball. Emery's defense, Dylan, has absolutely stonewalled Summit Academy here in the second half. Only allowed a single point.
Yeah, they're doing a good job rotating now defensively. Pesci, though, had a good look from 3. Just wasn't able to put it down.
The drive from Justice. Tuttle, wide open college range 3, and it's nothing but the bottom for Talon Tuttle. And that extends the lead to 6, 32-26, Emery.
And that's a guy, if you're Summit Academy, you don't want to see him get hot because he can make, if he makes 1 and then he'll make 2 or 3 pretty quick after.
The drive baseline, the runner for 2, the miss inside and fighting for the offensive rebound, but it goes out of bounds again. Emery basketball. A good look from Stuart Woodward. It just did not fall on our J&Auto replay as we see Tuttle. That's a college range 3. You know, you've talked to the coaches this weekend. They don't necessarily love playing on the college floor because just from a mental standpoint, you see the 3-point line, you think that's yours when you can step in a few feet. As Justice misses the shot inside, a tough shot, good defense from the Bears as they run out right side, and now pulling it back out is Otley. Bryson straight away, sends it left side to Woodward, now in the middle, send it to the corner to Pesci. Pesci gives it inside, the spin from Sherlock Padmore. He can't get that to go, gets his own rebound, puts it back up again, blocked by Wade Stilson. Oh my goodness, what a rejection from Wade. Now he leads the outlet to Tuttle. Tuttle will pull it back out. 3-point shot from Zach Tuttle. No, rebound comes down inside to Summit Academy. It was a 9-point lead for the Bears. It was 21-12. It's now a 20-5 run for Emery dating back to the second quarter.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Padmore, corner 3 on the way, is off again. Padmore fights for it, comes down to Justice. Justice cut off, but still going, coast to coast. Layup is good. What a take. Luke Justice thought he might have been denied for a minute. Timeout to Summit Academy. The Emery fans on hand, making some noise. Great take on our J&Auto replay. We'll be back on TeamHive.live and ETV.
Castle Valley Orthodontics specializes in state-of-the-art digital radiographs and 3D dental models. It also offers interest-free payment plans starting as low as $99 a month. Castle Valley Orthodontics will be there with you from beginning to end.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dan Cowley with Castle Valley Orthodontics. Born and raised here in Carbon Emery County, been able to move back home. Looking forward to meeting everybody of Carbon and Emery County coming in to see us.
Have a home improvement project? Don't go over the hill. Stop by Magnuson Lumber in Castledale for the tools and expertise you need. Whether it's a new coat of paint in the living room or building your dream home, Magnuson has the supplies you need to get the job done. Our friendly, well-trained staff will help you with any project.
And we welcome you back on into ETV and TeamHive.live as the Spartans, after trailing 21-12, now lead at 34-26. It's a 17-point turnaround. Great baseline take inside from Sherlock Padmore as he lays it up and in. 34-26 the score. And that makes it a 6-point game. Big basket there for Summit Academy. They had only hit one free throw, so Padmore with all 3 points here in the second half.
That clearly a design play coming out of the timeout. I've really liked Padmore's game today.
Yeah. Justice gives to Sharp. Creek will drive, send to the corner. The drive from Zach Tuttle. Nice high-arcing runner, and it goes.
That's a tough shot.
I mean, very tough shot.
Not only was it a runner on the baseline, but there's 3 defenders right there.
Straight away with the basketball, goes left side. Padmore with it. Looks to drive, spin, left hand, no. Tip into the hands of guess who, Wade Stilson. How big is Wade played inside with Rasmussen out? And then a foul out front on Bryson Otley, and that will be Emery Spartan basketball side out of bounds.
It really is impressive because I don't think he got a block there, but he contested the first shot, and then he's able to jump back up and poke the ball out from Padmore. And the minutes that Wade's put on the floor tonight have just been huge.
Absolutely terrific. Justice gets it in straight away to Tuttle. Justice, jab step, drives, baseline, high-arcing shot, offensive foul, so the basket counted. That's a great take by Sherlock Padmore. Let's see here on our Giannato replay.
What do you think?
Let me put it this way. I think the charge block call is the hardest call to make in basketball. It's always so bang, bang, 50-50. I probably would have called a block on that one, but we play on. Padmore gives right side to Lynch. Lynch dumps it off to Padmore. Sherlock blocked by Stilson, but he gets it back. Quick hands from Sherlock Padmore to stay with it, and that makes it 30-36. Big turn of events there with the charge from Padmore and then the finish on the other end. Oh, what a dish from Stilson. Tuttle traveled, though. I don't think he was expecting it, and it goes the other way. That pass from Wade Stilson was next level.
That was impressive.
And it will become Summit Academy basketball with 2:20 to play in quarter number 3.
How about Padmore, though? He's already got 10 points.
He's been great. Great all night. Kickball, so it'll stay Spartan basketball here with 2:12 to go in the quarter. 27 on the shot clock. Of course, the shot clock, a new wrinkle this year in high school basketball. Been fun. And, you know, my biggest worry about it, Dylan, was that there was going to be so much training on it. There's going to be such an adjustment for people running these clocks. I haven't had too many issues at games as I've gone across the whole state and done games all year. Big shout out to all the folks who volunteer at the schools to help run the clocks, because that transition has gone so much better than I think anyone would have imagined.
I agree with you. It's been really flawless. I think the biggest problem has actually been the teams adjusting to it.
Right, especially late end-of-game situations. Another turnover for Emery. They've done a pretty good job taking care of the basketball this quarter. They turn it over there. 36-30. They lead by 6. Summit Academy down 6 with the ball. Minute 45 to go in the third. Checking into the game. A deep 3 on the way there. He's Bryson Otley. Wondering when that shot was going to fall, and he hits one there, cuts the lead to 3. So it was 36. What was it, 36-28 at one point? And that's now 5 unanswered from the Summit Academy Bears. Justice will drive, pick up his dribble, skip to Rasmussen. Good hands, and a turnover taken away by Sherlock Padmore.
Yeah, back-to-back turnovers from Emery, and it's allowing the Bears to start to gain some momentum.
Bryson Otley just hit the big 3. Pesce, deep 3 on the way, good, and we're tied at 36. And a timeout to Summit Academy. We'll be back on TeamHive.live and ETV.
Pain doesn't have to slow you down. Ditch the drugs and nasty side effects that go with them. There's a fast, safe, and proven effective non-drug option for pain relief.
Alphasim is a handheld medical device that's FDA cleared that allows us to treat your pain, but it also allows us to treat your brain for anxiety, insomnia, and depression. It's easy to use at home and works immediately. There's no lasting side effects and no risk of addiction.
At Auto Farm Price Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, we make it happen for you.
Auto Farm has a huge selection of vehicles to choose from at the guaranteed lowest price. Auto Farm will not be undersold. The best deal on a new or pre-owned vehicle is at Auto Farm. If they don't have what you're looking for, they'll find it for you. Find all the great deals and all their inventory online at PriceChryslerDodgeJeep.com.
At Auto Farm Price Ford, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, we make it happen for you.
Welcome back on in. A tie ball game with 1:05 to go here in the third. It's 36-36, Emery and Summit Academy. Well, Dylan, the Bears knocking down a couple threes, but even defensively, you know, they gave up 17 points in the second quarter. You're thinking, okay, that's about on average what Emery averages. Well, hey, they've come into this the last few minutes of this third quarter and really locked down again. Emery only about the halfway point of their season average, right, and we've only got 9 minutes of game time left.
That's a huge feather in the Bears' cap, no doubt about it.
Stilson looks to drive, loses the basketball. Good defense out front from Otley. 19 on the shot clock. Tuttle gives to Stilson left side. Wade's got a height advantage on Pesce. He drives, sends to the corner. Nielsen will take and miss the three, but follows his own shot, lays it up too quickly. It's off. Rebound tracked down by Pesce and then deflected by Wade Stilson into the hands of Zach Tuttle. Stilson spins and is fouled. And Wade will earn a pair at the line. Yeah, you heard that hit, and I almost wonder if it was his elbow, as we see on our J and Auto replay here. Yeah, that elbow hits really hard. Glad to see him get up as quickly as he did. They're going to say not shooting, which, yeah.
It's the only thing he could have done. There was nobody around to pass it to.
And it is two.
Yeah, okay.
And the official that made the call was having a discussion with the score table, so that makes sense. There'll be two shots here for Wade Stilson with 31 seconds remaining. That's the fourth team foul on Summit Academy, just two for Emery here in the second half.
And this is really the only area of Wade's game that you would hope to be improved. I mean, everything else he's been excellent, but he's usually, you know, right around that 50% mark.
And he does miss the first out of two. He'll get one more here. Spartans shot it so well from the line in the first half. It's kind of gone the other way here in the quarter, but he does go 1 for 2 there. Gives Spartans a 1-point lead with 30 seconds remaining. Emery in their 2-2-1 press. Ball gets across to Otley on the right side. Otley will send it back out. Oh, he's going to take the three. A little bit of a heat check from Otley. It's no good, and then he gets the offensive rebound as it was deflected right to him. 12 seconds to play in the quarter. The double comes hard on Otley. He comes off of it, skips it back up top. Now in the left corner with 5 seconds. Pesce has it deflected, and with 3 seconds, Nielsen will just hold on to it, and that will do it. End of three. Emery 37, Summit Academy 36. It was a 1-point lead for the Spartans at the half. It's a 1-point lead heading into the third on ETV and TeamHive.live.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
So much more than just Christmas lights, Trimlight can be used to celebrate every holiday, special occasion, and sporting event in your family's lives. It can also be used as security and accent lighting in your home or business. Trimlight is hidden by day and beautiful by night. Professionally installed with millions of colors, animations, and pattern options, all controlled from your phone. Visit Trimlight.com and sign up for a free quote today. You'll never have to hang lights again. Trimlight.com.
Check it back with you. It's 37-36. Final quarter play, Dylan. What's been a terrific morning of basketball. I think it's only going to get better. We got Juab and Richfield coming up next. Yeah. I'm excited to be on the call with that. Our friend Rick Robinson for that one. And then we got Manti and Canyon View, and then that Morgan Grantsville to cap up the boys' play for the day early this afternoon. Just some great matchups down here.
Really great matchups, and if you like region teams going at it, that Morgan Grantsville game will be intense. The Cowboys 2-0 against the Trojans this year. We'll see if they can make it 3-0 or if the Trojans get the biggest win of their season.
Tough to beat a team 3 times.
Yep.
Straight away on the right side, it's caught by Justice, guarded out front from Noah Lynch. Ball goes left side. Talon Tuttle skips it back up top to Nielsen. Nielsen with the ball fake. He'll drive it. Easton, good pass to Rasmussen. Back out Justice. Thought about it, drives it, takes the little floater. It's off. Ball tapped out into the hands of Carlson. Carlson just didn't see Nielsen coming, and it goes out of bounds. And Coach Condi is having a very, very stern conversation. I agree with it. You got to get the ball to a guard if you're one of the bigs.
Yep. That's not your job. You don't want to be taking the ball up the court.
Right. Spartans lead by 1. Bear basketball goes down inside to Carlson, sends back out. Otley for 3. Good contest by the Spartans. Justice getting a hand to really bother him. Only 1 made 3 from Otley tonight. I believe he's only got the 4 points, averages 17 a game.
Yep, Emery's done a great job on Otley.
Lynch deflects it from Justice. Shot clock at 22. Nielsen catches in the corner. Easton drives baseline, picks up his dribble. Will send it out to Tuttle. Talon straight away. College 3 short.
Yeah, that one he was way too deep. And that's where you talk about the line where if he's that far away from the high school line, he probably makes it. But he was a couple feet beyond the college line.
Yeah. It does play a factor mentally. You know, you're just looking down and seeing a line, and you think that's where you need to be when you can actually be a few steps closer. Pesci gives. Padmore skips to the corner. 3-point shot is way off the side of the backboard, but the rebound to Otley, he just throws it up. No, Padmore puts it back up and in. Sherlock Padmore gives Summit Academy the lead with 6:40 to go in the ball game.
He's really been the player of the game for the Bears.
Just been terrific all night. Stilson drive, float, bank, miss. Rebound comes down inside, and that should be a travel, and the official from the other side will make the call.
You can't fall down to the ground with the ball in your hand.
So it'll be, let's see here. Emery basketball underneath as Rasmussen checks out.
But you talk about Padmore, the offense, or the rebounds on both sides, and then his points as well.
Sharp with the runner. It's short. Rebound comes down inside.
There, Padmore, a good contest against Sharp.
Yeah, well, he's been great. He's just been everywhere tonight for them.
He really has.
Bounce pass inside, deflected by Nielsen. It'll stay Summit Academy basketball with 6:11 to play here in the fourth quarter.
Zach Tuttle, he's played a lot of minutes for Emery tonight, or I guess this morning.
Yeah.
And he's done well for the Spartans.
Timeout. Summit Academy. We'll take it and be back on ETV and TeamHive.live.
Max and Kim fell in love with the Benjamin Moore color, Van Dusen blue, but they tried to match it using another brand's paint.
Well, it's different. But it'll grow on us, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Never trust another paint to be a Benjamin Moore color.
Welcome back on in. Summit Academy and Emery, 6:11 to go in the fourth quarter. 38-37 our score. If this gets into a close game, Dylan, if I'm Emery, I might pick up, if I've got a couple guys that aren't in foul trouble, I might gamble a couple times, take a couple reach fouls. Just I've seen teams get into situations late in game where you need to foul to stop the clock and try to get the ball back, and tough to do that when you're not even close to the bonus here.
Right. Yeah, Emery just 2 team fouls.
Summit Academy with the 4. They have the ball with 15 on the shot clock. Padmore on the right side, guarded by Nielsen, gives it straight away to Pesci. Now inside, Padmore turns, shoots, banks, can't get that one to fall, fight for the rebound, and there's a foul called inside on Emery. And do they give this to Creek Sharp or Easton Nielsen? They give it to Creek. That's going to be the 4th foul on Creek Sharp with 5:51 to go.
I wonder how long Rasmussen is going to sit on the bench.
He's Rasmussen with the 3 fouls. Summit trying to get it in. They get it in the corner. 3-point shot is away. No. Fight for the rebound comes down to Otley, and another foul on Emery. So we just talked about that. They now have picked up 2 quick fouls.
And I don't think they're trying to foul in those situations, but you got to credit Summit Academy getting those offensive rebounds. They're fighting for every chance they have.
Get it in the corner, right side. The lob inside to Dustin. He shuffle passes inside, and the layup is good. What a take from Bryson Otley. 40-37 our score with 5:36 to play. How did the Spartans respond? Nielsen gives Justice. Luke will look to drive it, send it back up to Nielsen. Left side, Zach Tuttle.
Emery right now just kind of standing around. Not a lot of movement on the offensive end.
Justice sends it out. Tuttle. Offensive foul. The Spartans take another charge inside. Taking that one is Eric Pesce, as we see on our J&Auto replay here. And I thought that one was a little bit more of a charge than the other one.
Right.
It's something that's interesting here in high school basketball. We're playing on a college court. We've already talked about the college three-point line. They've got that college circle inside the block charge circle. That doesn't matter for this tournament at all.
Yeah, you can just pretend that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Because there's no circle in high school.
3-point lead for Summit Academy. 5:10 to go in the ball game. Lynch gives it left side now. Ball fake from Otley. A three from Pesce is good. And the Summit Academy Bears suddenly lead it by 6.
Yeah, those 3-point baskets have played a huge part in the second half comeback from Summit Academy. Pesce now with 2.
Stilson trying to drive. Kicks to the corner to Tuttle. Straight up Justice. Luke will drive to the basket. Loses his footing out of the hands of Rasmussen. And back it goes to the Summit Academy Bears. How about the second half adjustments from Coach Condi? And a timeout by Coach Dave Justice. We'll take it and be back on ETV and TeamHive.live.
Emery Telecom knows reliable internet is more important than ever. It lets us work from home, share life with family and friends, and make vital connections online. To help, qualifying customers can now access the new Affordable Connectivity Program and step up to fast, reliable e-fiber internet at a savings of up to $30 per month. Learn more about this new opportunity. Visit acpbenefit.org today.
Welcome back on in. We're about 4:41 away from our Castle Valley Orthodox postgame show. 6-point lead for Summit Academy with possession here, Dylan. Emery looks to go into their 2-2-1 press.
Yeah, we talked about it, and this is what Emery will do when they need a couple stops and some quick points. They usually can get some turnovers, but I thought Summit Academy handled it really well the last time Emery came out in this press.
Ball on the left side. Padmore gets it into Pesce. He now gets it over the top to Otley, and yeah, that was broken
pretty easily.
With ease, yeah.
It's a really well-coached team.
Going to be very interesting here with Summit Academy to see what do they end up doing here time-wise. Do you take a lot of time off the clock? Do you know, they're already part of their offense is doing that. 10 on the shot clock here. Lynch gets it inside to Dustin. Turns, hooks, banks, misses, and what a rebound inside. Tuttle gets it to Stilson. Outlet now right side to Luke Justice. Justice drives, gives to Rasmussen. It's high, but it ends up in the hands of Stilson. Now in the corner, Justice will drive. Luke sends it to the corner, wide open. Tuttle, big three, got it! Yeah, Talon Tuttle with a massive three-pointer for the Emery Spartans.
And Emery needed that. It was great ball movement, and that's exactly the guy on the court. If you're Emery, you want to see shooting that ball.
And a near turnover. Lynch recovers, gets it up ahead to Dustin. Pesce with it now. The Bears will reset here. I don't like, if I'm Summit Academy, I'm not trying to use 35 seconds every time. It takes you out of the flow of the game.
But that's kind of their MO already.
That's what I'm wondering, though, right? Like, this is a team that does this so frequently. Does it really take them out of their flow? Emery double teaming quite a bit here. Pesce has it deflected out of bounds by Tuttle.
Now there's 4 seconds.
4 seconds.
Tough.
Wow.
Tough to get a good look. I mean, this is why Otley was 0 for 6 in the first half, because a lot of them were late in the shot clock, really deep threes, not very high percentage shots.
Pesci on the baseline, or on the side out of bounds. It's a tough place to get it in. Gets it into Padmore, turns, takes a dribble, takes a 15-foot J. It's off. Rebound to Stilson. Spartans down 3 with the basketball, 3:10 to go. Wade gets in the paint, sends it to the corner, and another offensive foul. Noah Lynch. The three-pointer was made. It will not go. That's a textbook charge right there from Noah Lynch. Wow.
Great job by Lynch. He anticipated the drive, and Wade Stilson, he didn't have a chance to stop. It's a great play.
Summit Academy basketball. Up top is Sherlock Padmore. Ball deflected. Ends up in the hands of Curtis. Or Dustin, rather. And then
just dribbled it out of bounds.
Yeah, Bryson Otley just dribbles it off his foot back to Emery. I wondered coming out of that timeout, I think Summit Academy's gotten a little bit, I don't know if comfortable is the right word. I don't think lazy is the right word
maybe
either. But a little bit, yeah. Just kind of nonchalant about it.
Yep. But you see Stilson's got his hands on a couple of deflections. Pretty soon, Emery's going to come down with one of those.
Stilson drives inside. Another offensive foul.
I agree with that one, too.
Absolutely. Eric Pesci
lowered his shoulder.
Feet are set. Yeah, that's clearly an offensive foul. That's not something. That's something that players develop over time, right? The willingness to sacrifice your body. I think it's a big thing Coach Condi continues to preach with his guys. As there's a bit of a delay of play. Not sure why. Coach Justice wasn't happy about it. As Otley gets across the court, bounces inside, block. Rasmussen and Justice combine, and then coming back away with it.
Just a lazy
is Noah
pass.
Lynch, yeah.
Lazy pass from Rasmussen.
Summit Academy has made the plays they've needed to make all night long in the biggest moments. Pesci then turns it over. Tuttle's got it, gives it to Stilson. 2:16 to go, a 3-point lead for Summit Academy. Justice, left wing three, strong. Rebound comes down to Nielsen. It's deflected out of his hands inside by Bryson Otley.
I certainly understand if you're Emery. That's a great look, but you don't need a three here. Just keep climbing back into the game. There's still 2 minutes left.
Timeout called by the Spartans. We'll take it on ETV and TeamHive.live as well.
With over 20 years of experience, Clean Cut Roofing and Siding specializes in roofing and siding installations and repairs. A family-oriented company that is committed to safety and excellence. Clean Cut Roofing and Siding ensures that our customers are 100% satisfied with the work that we do from start to finish. Call today for a free estimate at 435-462-2160 or visit us online at cleancutroofingsiding.com.
And we welcome you back on in. It is Summit Academy 43, Emery 40, and our first of 8 games we'll be bringing you today on across all our networks, TeamHive.live, ETV, the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, as Justice bounces to Stilson. Stilson then loses it. They'll say out of bounds stays Emery basketball with 2:06 to play. We got a final in 2A, our first 2A game, the 3-6 matchup up there. Kanab beats APA 72-59. That's a good Kanab team there in 2A. Very deep 2A field this year as well. Tuttle with it left side. Talon will look to drive. Gives it to Justice. Luke in the paint. Sends it over to Stilson. Straight away. Zach Tuttle. In and out on the three. Rebound comes down to Gordon Dustin. Or Garen Dustin, rather.
Another good look, though, from Emery.
Noah Lynch, coming off the bench, has been key tonight for them. And for Summit Academy, and he's been very good. Emery now in a 1-2-2. They lob it inside. Willing to take time off the clock here. It's deflected. Gets in the hands of Otley, and he lays it up and in. Bryson Otley with 1:33 to go. Right place, right time after the near turnover.
Yeah, that's why you say sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Stilson.
Near steal and ends up being an easy layup.
Tuttle will take it baseline. Talon turns it over but is fouled. So a bump, that'll be the 5th team foul on Summit Academy. Emery has slowly picked up a plethora with those charges. Those fouls have really added up, Dylan. Right. They're up to 7 now. So now what was, a worry of are we going to have any fouls to give, now you don't have to worry about that part if you get into that situation here.
And Emery's in a situation where they've got to score, and they've got to score in a hurry. Down 2 possessions with just over a minute left.
Nielsen puts it on the floor, bounces to Rasmussen. Power dribble from Brett. Layup too soft. No. Offensive board, no, but a foul. And Brett, frustrated with himself, will go to the free throw line here with 1 minute and 12 seconds remaining, down 5. As Creek Sharp comes in off the bench here. And it looks like they're going to get Zach Tuttle back in as well.
And they might have one of those situations where they have a defensive and offensive lineup.
Yeah.
See if Rasmussen can channel his inner magic that he had back against Richfield.
First one's up and down. Nothing but the bottom of the net for the senior Brett Rasmussen. He and Talon Tuttle, along with Easton Nielsen, Justin Curtis, the 4 seniors for the Spartans. As we get Creek Sharp, the junior, back in.
Sharp playing with 4 fouls.
Going to be key to watch as Zach Tuttle's going to check in for Rasmussen should he hit this, and he does. How about in the clutch? Brett Rasmussen goes 2 for 2. 45-42 with 1:12 to go. Emery in a 1-2-2 or a 2-2-1 press.
And you're subbing in for this press. So you've got Sharp, that's an athlete. Stilson obviously really long.
Pesci with the basketball left side, gets it across to Otley. Otley looks to drive, take to the basket, and is fouled, and he'll get 2 shots as the foul goes on Zach Tuttle.
It's almost a huge mistake from the Bears.
Yeah,
you don't want to shoot this early in the shot clock. And I don't know, Zach looked like he was in good position. Apparently he was drifting into the player. It's the only way you can really call that.
2 massive free throws here for Bryson Otley. It's a 3-point game, 1 possession game. You can push it to 2 with 1, and he does. 46-42, minute 5 to go. Both teams in the bonus for the rest of the game. 1 more for Bryson. Minute 5 to play. First one's up and no good. Or second one's up, no good. Rebound inside to Sherlock. Padmore, and now the Spartans. Look at Padmore waving him to go back.
Yeah, that's a huge offensive rebound by Padmore.
Pesci catches with 22 on the shot clock, about a 30-second differential between shot and game clock. If I'm Emery, I would have fouled much sooner in the clock here.
Now you're going to let him.
4-point game. Inside, the turn, the block from Wade Stilson. Rebound, Padmore. The ball didn't hit the rim, so the clock didn't reset. Otley with it with 4 on the clock. Otley.
I don't think he knows.
Gives it over. A NBA long 3 is way off, and a shot clock violation. That will stop the clock on the attempt from Noah Lynch. Is now Rasmussen and Tuttle both back in, replacing Sharp and I would guess Tuttle.
You don't need a 3 here if you're Emery. If you get an open look, definitely take it. But you can drive to the basket, get some quick points, and then play the free throw game.
Timeout to the Emery Spartans. We'll keep it here, where we've got some strategy to devise, to talk about here. Offensively, if you're Emery, get a basket and get it as quickly as you can.
Right.
Do you need a 3 here?
I say no.
I say no as well.
With 28 seconds, no. If you can get a quick 2, and then force Summit Academy to make a free throw, which they haven't been able to do. Even Otley went 1 for 2 last time down the court. So, force Summit Academy to make some shots at the free throw line, and then continue to get quick points if you're Emery, especially because you can go into that half-court press, try to get a steal. I think Emery's been really close a couple times to getting a steal on that. So there's still a lot of time, but that offensive rebound by Padmore, he's really solidifying player of the game for the Bears.
Absolutely. He's been terrific. You've had a little bit more play from Otley. I've loved what Noah Lynch has done off the bench for them, taking some charges.
Yep.
Spartan basketball. Going the length of the court. Shot clock is off, by the way. So regardless of the result here, you're going to have to foul if you're Emery, whether you score or don't. Stilson across midcourt. Wade looks to cross over. Handoff Justice. Luke drives, trying to get that to Rasmussen. Skips it to Tuttle. Zach, corner 3 is up. It's off the back of the rim. Rebound to Pesci, and he is fouled with 16 0.3 seconds to go. So free throws, again, we talked about this in the first half. How big would free throws be down the stretch? And right now, they are massive.
They're huge, and Emery got a good look. I mean, you didn't need to go for a three, but that was an open look in the corner for Zach Tuttle. You'd hope that he would make that. But the shot, just the three-point shot, especially in this fourth quarter, just hasn't fallen for Emery.
Free throws on the way here for Eric Pesce, the senior, and try to close this game out. Either way, this is going to be a two-possession game. Front end is good from Pesce.
And Emery's been held to 5 points in this quarter.
Five.
Yep.
Wow.
One field goal.
One more here for Pesce, a team that averages 70 a game. They're at 42 with 16 seconds remaining. One more for Pesce, and it drops. 48-42, 16 seconds left. Stilson catches near midcourt. Tuttle just gives it up ahead to Justice. He'll take a deep three on the way, in and out. Rebound, Wade Stilson retreats to the three-point line. Nielsen's got it. Back to Justice, takes another three with 5 seconds. It's off, and that is going to do it as Gray gets the rebound and is fouled by Rasmussen. And the Summit Academy Bears are going to pull off the early tournament upset. One game, one upset so far.
Yeah, we talked about it. This team, they're really well coached. They're fundamentally sound. And like you said earlier, the plays that they needed to make, they made. And the offensive rebounds off the missed free throws were huge in this game, especially the last one down the stretch. And then defensively, they just really put the clamps down on Emery, both in the first quarter and here in the fourth.
Shot is no good on the first of two from Hunter Lynch, as that was the 10th team foul on the Spartans. Stick around. We got our Castro Valley Orthodontics postgame show up next. As he misses both, Stilson will take a dribble, heave from three-quarters court, and that will do it. The Summit Academy Bears with the early season tournament upset, 48-42. Your final score. We'll be back with our Castro Valley Orthodontics postgame show next on TeamHive.live and ETV.
With made-to-go deli items, including its world-famous pizza, locally owned and operated BK Stop and Shop in Huntington serves the community with a smile. BK's has long been a gathering place for locals and travelers alike, offering the most basic of snacks to a delicious plate of shrimp. Fill up your vehicle with at least 10 gallons of Sinclair fuel and get a stamp on BK's frequent fueler card toward a free pizza. BK's also offers a catering service for your company party or town festival. BK's is located at 506 Main Street in Huntington.
We want your vehicles. At JN Auto, we are ready to buy. Cars, trucks, SUVs, with 2 convenient locations in Huntington and Price. Your selling solutions just got easier. Buy, sell, or trade with JN Auto. Driven forward, driven for you.
Looking to do something that the whole family will enjoy? Country Lanes is the place to be. Bowling, arcade games, and a full menu of delicious food from Kingpin Pizzeria will leave a smile on everyone's face. Come play one of our many skill games and earn tickets to cash in at our prize booth. While you're here, enjoy lunch or dinner at Kingpin Pizzeria with specialty pizzas including the famous Italian Stallion. Then for dessert, how about the Texas-sized scone? There's something for everyone at Country Lanes and Kingpin Pizzeria, located at 1633 Carbonville Road in Helper.
And welcome you back on in. Real quick, let's wrap this up with our Castle Valley Orthodontics postgame show. As you learn with these radio broadcasts, or with these tournament broadcasts, there'll be a quick pre- and post-games for the most part. Your final score, Summit Academy 48, Emery 42. Dylan, a great basketball match. Summit Academy, just as you mentioned, the more fundamentally sound team, better defensively on the night, or on the morning, rather.
Yeah, they really were, and I was really impressed with Padmore. He ended up with 14 points, 11 rebounds, a double-double for him, and just as a collective team, the Bears did a really good job, forced 16 turnovers from the Spartans. And again, the big story is holding Emery to 9 points in the first and then 5 in the fourth quarter.
Yep, absolutely. Let's give away our Tram Electric player of the game. I don't think there's any question for the Spartans. Wade Stilson was the guy tonight. Hate to see it. Good to see Wade is not done. He has a junior. He will be back for next season. And, of course, they'll play in the consolation side of it tomorrow. But he is our player of the game. Good game for Wade.
Wade had 12 points, 10 rebounds, 3 blocks, 4 steals. I mean, and his play was almost better than the stat sheet says. So great job by Wade in this game, but tough loss for Emery.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, my friend, good to be with you. We'll be with you the rest of the weekend,
yep.
And we're crazy. We're just getting started. We already had a phenomenal match. Up next on Team Hive and ETV, we're going to have Juab and Richfield. We'll also be joined with our counterparts with Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. Next, we'll be back.
The men and women of Nielsen Construction pride themselves in taking care of their customers wherever and whenever they are needed. They provide service in the fields of heavy excavation, road construction, concrete operations, crane operations, welding, and much more. Their trucking division provides coal service hauling for area coal mines, and their fleet of heavy hauling transports provides oversized load transportation